Manual 4th edition, page 105. Reprint, page 75. 75. First one. From. Okay, first reprint 75, second reprint 74. Are we all there? Alright. In the name of the Father. Come, Holy Spirit, and penetrate into our hearts. Send forth your spirit and make life be created. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Jesus.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
Be called to grow in love and to share more fully in the Eucharist. Let us remember the words of our Lord Jesus Christ. When two or three are gathered together in the name, they are mine in the midst of them. Lord Jesus, help us fully live together to deepen our essential friendship and answer the call every sister receives, to seek and find those who are forgotten, to bring your love to the suffering of the bride. Help us to be generous with our time, our possessions, and ourselves, so that we may grow perfect in your love and learn to share your sacrifice for others in the Holy Eucharist. Saint Joseph, patron of families,
Pray for us.
Saint Vincent de Paul,
Pray for us.
Blessed Frederick Hosanna,
Pray for us.
in the name of the Father. Thank you very much, Sister Florence. Happy Sunday. So let us welcome our President for his welcome remarks. And he's ably represented by our Metro, the immediate Vice President of the President, Sister Joe. Please welcome her. Saint Vincent de Paul. Saint Vincent de Paul. Please, those outside, come inside. I want to sincerely welcome each and every one of us to our training today. You might be wondering why I am here. The President, Brother Ugochukwu Anedobe, is on official assignment out of town. The first Vice President is out of town. The second Vice President is out of town. The training officer lost the father and is running around for the burial. I was called upon and I told my president, I said, but my president, you know, I am retired. And he said, I am calling you up from retirement. Come and do the work. I have no choice than to come here and stand in for him. And you know that whatever happens, the work must continue, whether the president is there or not. That is the beauty of our society. So I welcome each and every one of us today. Our training today promises to be very exciting. Today we have the theme of our training is stress management and healthy lifestyle strategies for the Vincentian optimal performance. You know that it is a healthy person that works. If you are not healthy, you cannot perform well. And we need to take care of ourselves first of all, take care of our health, before we can talk of taking care of our masters. Because we need to do the best we can for the salvation of our own soul. So we have our resource person who is already here to take us on that. Let me tell you one thing that happened within this week. On Tuesday, on the national platform, somebody from Lagos was asking for the contact of Abuja Central Council President just on Tuesday morning. And in the evening, that contact was supplied. The next day, Wednesday, in the evening, there was a post. The Central Council President is dead. Abuja Central Council President died. Just like that. So we need to take care of ourselves. And what was his contact being sought for? Because a priest wants to open a conference in one of the parishes in Abuja, and they were looking for his contact. And just like that, brief illness, and he's gone. He was in church on Sunday. Everybody saw him. So we really, really need to take care of ourselves. The second, though it's the first talk we are going to have today, is the Vincentian vocation, a call to meeting Christ in our masters whom we serve. It is going to be taken by a priest who is well versed in the works of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul. This is the core of our mandate, serving Christ in our masters. And I will urge all of us to pay attention. At the end of the talk, you will say, I told you that it is worth the while. So please, let us give it the best we can. Let us be as quiet as we can. Let us be as patient with the conference as we can. And at the end of the day, we'll be glad that we came. I can see Wale here. Wale is here. And I don't know why any other person, you see them, they are waiting over there, should be late for this activity. So I thank you all for those who are early here. I thank you very much. And very soon we will share tags for those who would want to check their vitals, want to go and see the medical team. We'll give numbers so that we'll be doing them quietly while the training is going on. Thank you very much. Once more, you're welcome. St. Vincent de Paul. St. Vincent de Paul. We are here today, and let us just overlook the lapses. The government is trying to put up the medical team, and I think more medical personnel are coming, so they are trying to fix up chairs for them. So, as I am saying, we need to take care of our health. If you are, I don't want to take the role of the medical officers, but from my little experience, once you are 40, you should constantly check your blood pressure. Don't even say, I don't have BP. My BP is like a baby's BP. No. You should endeavor to. If you walk into any pharmacy, checking blood pressure is free. You check your blood pressure at least once in 2 weeks. Then check order. Please, self-medication is too bad. If you're feeling sick, get the attention of the medical doctor. I know that things are difficult. Going to hospital might cost, but prevention is better than cure. If you keep procrastinating and it gets late, you pay more than what you would have paid earlier. So it's better to keep check. You know now that things are hard, everybody is hungry, but if you are healthy, it's better to be healthy and hungry than to be sick and hungry again. So we pray that God will help us to be alive in this Tunubu. A priest came to our conference and was giving us a talk. And he said, this Tunubu is no longer this Buhari regime, it's this Tunubu. Things are hard, we know. But if we help ourselves, we will survive it. A positive attitude is what we require. And a positive attitude begins with yourself. You take care of yourself so that you can take care of people around you. A lot of people are dependent on us. If you don't have any dependent, as a Vincent, your master is dependent on you. So you have to keep alive to make it. So Vincent the Paul. So Vincent Paul. So while we are waiting, we want to take the annual report writing update. You know that we're in October. October is almost ended, and by the first week of January we should be submitting our annual report. So we want to refresh our memories so that all the questions that you want to ask, please put them up and ask them now while the secretary will refresh our minds on annual report writing. Thank you.
St. Vincent de Paul. Okay, very quickly, my talk is going to be very brief because, okay, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Louis Tabai. I'm the secretary of the Abuja Central Council. I've been the Abuja Central Council secretary since January last year, so that's about 2 years now. And prior to that, I was the secretary of my conference, So, what that enables me to have is to have a little experience on both sides regarding annual reports, which is for about 7 years I was preparing the annual report of my conference, myself and the financial secretary of my conference. And then in the last 2 years, almost 2 years, I've been working with the people preparing the annual reports of the Abuja Central Council, which we prepare and submit to the council, that's the Metro Council. So there's a little bit of difference. Because what we do at Central Council is that we collate and analyze your reports and put them together and submit to the Metro Council. So first of all, I would like to appreciate all conferences and centers for the effort so far in developing this report. It's not easy. I've had the experience. But I'm just going to talk for just a few minutes, just to focus on the fact that there's a few definitions that is obvious. There are a few definitions that we realize that many Vincentians probably don't know about. The most important of those definitions regarding our annual reports is a word called adoptee. Adoptee. So, though my talk is very brief, I want it to be a little bit interactive. So please, can someone in the audience help us with the definition? First of all, there's a definition of the word adoptee. Then also, as regards St. Vincent de Paul, there's a definition also, is related, but there's a slight difference. So is there anybody in the audience that can help us with the definition of the word adoptee as a word, as an English word, and also in the context of St. Vincent de Paul? Can anybody volunteer? Okay. So, can anybody hear me? Okay. So, let me rephrase. In our annual report, we have realized that there are some definitions, there are some phrases that from the answer that people give in the report, it's clear that they don't even know what the thing is. Right? So the fundamental among that is a word called adoptee. Adoptee. I don't know why we chose that word in St. Vincent de Paul as a society, but that's the word, adoptee. It's an English word. Okay, to make it fast. Adoptee is an English word. You know when you adopt somebody, that person that you adopt is an adoptee. In English word, that's an adoptee, right? But in the context of St. Vincent de Paul, adoptees are our masters. As simple as that. Adoptee is, all adoptees are, in fact, adoptee is master, client, anybody you are helping is an adoptee. So what we notice is that at times there's a column in the annual reports where people say, where there's a question like total number of adoptees. This some people write 25, 50. The other thing is, they will say adoptees visited in institution. Somebody will write maybe 100 adoptees visited in institutions. Then in the question that says total number of adoptees, the person will write 50. That question, total number of adoptees, what it simply means is that an average, it may not be an exact sum, but an average number of masters you dealt with in the course of the year, either in prison, in hospital, by the wayside, and by the way, wayside are people that probably know in your conference, people that are traveling, that you give assistance. That's what they call wayside. All the things are clearly written in our annual report booklet, and also the column is there in our annual reports, which will be shared online, and also we'll talk extensively about it also during the next Central Council meeting, right? But the fundamental thing is that word adoptee means our masters. Then when you say adoptee visited in institutions, it simply means if you have gone to a hospital, if you have gone to an orphanage, if you have gone to a prison, those are institutions. So usually, your secretary usually should take notes, and usually an average, right? Say you have gone to prisons and you visit some persons, that's the figure you write there. But the bottom line is, I just want to just hit the most important thing we want to talk about today is that it is clear that many people do not understand the meaning of the word adoptee. They look at it in the context of the English word adoptee as maybe people that you adopted. So some people even write 3 or 5. Adoptee in St. Vincent de Paul means masters. Any master you dealt with is your adoptee. You have adopted that person. Even if you dealt with the person on the wayside, even if you don't know the person's name, as far as you dealt with that person, that's the meaning of adoptee. Then, very quickly, there are some other places where we also see.
Before we go out of that place,
okay, you have a comment on adoptee. Okay, very good.
I go from Holy Cross, Maripa. It's right. What you started saying that people have not been understanding adoption, which is true, including myself. Even now, if you live here, we may not get it from where you stop. I think adoptee is not our master that we deal with them one of. Not every adoptee, not every master is adoptee. That is my own understanding of this thing. Let us look at that. I don't know how they define it in St. Vincent district. Let us go and look back there again. Not every master is an adoptee. Because we have masters that are one up and all this. Those that we now continue to deal with them either 2 or 3 times, I think that is the one referred to as adoptee.
Okay, so that's why when I started, I said there's the definition of the word adoptee in the dictionary. Yes. Then there's the context of using the word adoptee in St. Vincent de Paul. In St. Vincent de Paul, these definitions are in our manuals. But you know, we are all Vincentians and we are all Nigerians. In Nigeria, we don't read. Many of us we've never read. Go and read the manual. The definition is that all these definitions are in the manual, right?
Sir Vincent de Paul, please, let us not interrupt the session. If you have any question or comment, write it down. At the question and answer time, you will speak, please. And as he's talking, if you know you want to visit the medical stand, just put up your hand. Numbers will be given to you, and you do it silently. Just go out silently while you're listening. The numbers are going around now. If you know you want to visit the medical stand, raise up your hand. A number will be given to you so that you will go and see them. Thank you.
So, very quickly, let me just repeat it again. In St. Vincent de Paul, adoptee simply means all your masters. Any master you dealt with is an adoptee. That's how we use it. In St. Vincent de Paul, I probably would have chosen to use the word master. I don't know why they use the word adoptee, but that's the meaning. And it's clear that many people don't understand it. They think that it's people you adopted or people you are paying their school fees. No. Any master is your adoptee. That's the definition. It's in the manual, it's on the website, and that's the meaning. Because of I've just talked about a few other points that people get mixed up also. And these definitions, like I said, they are also in the manual. And after the training, we will share, it's even in our website also, but we will share some materials where presidents and coordinators should please share to their conference group chats so that people can see these definitions and help us for the next Central Council, for the annual reports that we'll be writing at the end of the year. Also, usually, most of us that write the annual reports, we notice that there are two separate documents that we usually fill. One is the annual report sheet, which is like a summary, and one is the proper annual report. But now we have harmonized it, and we're going to send one document which you will fill to make it simpler, right? We want to simplify the process for people to write their annual reports. So because of that, we're not sending two documents anymore. It's just one document. When you're writing your income, you write it once. When you're writing your expenditure, you write it once. And also, you probably don't need to write the one of last year because we have the data, we can do the analytics by ourselves. Yes, so now there's another tricky one. And that tricky one is when they say average attendance. Average attendance. From the answers, from the way people feel that thing, is obvious also that people don't really get it. They struggle with it. So the average attendance is a very simple thing. What it means is that the simple explanation is that as a secretary, in every meeting, there's an attendance. So maybe in a year you have 10 meetings. And in that 10 meetings, the first meeting you have 8 people attending. On that meeting you have 10. On that meeting you have 7. On that meeting you have 6. Just like that. What it simply means is the number of attendance of every meeting. Add 10 plus 8 plus 6, you add it together and divide it by the number of meetings. So if there are 10 meetings, add the total number of attendance of each meeting. Add the total number and divide it by the number of meetings you had. If you have 30 meetings, those 30 meetings, take the attendance, add the number and divide it by 30, and that's the average. Also, there are also two other tricky ones that are linked to this, which is average absence with permission and average absence. People see these columns and they don't really take it serious, but there's a reason why these questions are asked. So, to help you with that, every year you can use you should have at least a total number of members. Everybody has, because in your annual report there's a total number of members. So let me give you my own experience. When in Asokoro then, we have our 40 members, right? So in a meeting, if 20 people attended the meeting and 5 people took permission, what happens is that 20 members attended, 5 people took permission. You need to write, anybody that takes permission, you write it. If the person does not take permission, don't write it. So if 20 members attended and 5 members took permission and you document it in your minutes, it means that 15 people did not attend and did not take permission. That's what we call attendance without permission. So to calculate the average is the same way. That figure of people that took attendance, let me see 5 people took attendance every. What you do is you add 5, as if you had 10 meetings in a year. You just add 5 in 10 places and divide it by 10. I'm just saying it's the same calculation, right? In your minutes, every minute, either it's a minute book you use or you type, you have the record. The secretary should have the records, right? You add the number of persons that took a permission and divide it by the number of meetings. Same goes for those that didn't take permission. It's just the same calculation. So I think I will leave it at that for now because of time. We can take a couple of concerning any gray area in annual report writing. I think we can do that. But if you have any questions, I saw a couple of hands. team is ready. 2 people maximum. Yeah, question.
Number 1 to number 2, please.
Vincent. My name is Brother Peter Aman from the Tama Conference. Now, with regard to the adoptee pet institution, that's where my question is coming from. Because you understand that institutions we visit and the we really don't take into cognizance the amount of people there, like an orphanage, a prison, or hospital. So how do we report that numerically?
So, in that context, you give an average, right? But there are some instances where you might have exact figures. I'll give you an example now. In my conference then, there was a hospital close to my conference, Asokoro District Hospital. So we go there every week, every Sunday after meeting, every week. Even if there's no meeting, even if it's Easter Sunday, we go, right? And there's a team that really goes, so they attend to people, and they take them. The number is there. So at least for the hospitals, we know the number of persons we visited in those hospitals because it's documented. So in case anybody goes to the hospital and you actually visit people, you can actually take their records, take their numbers. If there's a confidentiality issue, you can just say, okay, we visited 5 persons in the hospital, right? That can help. But if you go to a prison, like the way we go to prisons now, you cannot read the number of persons. For these days, we just drop the items with the coordinator. So you can just leave that one aside, right? But just give a reasonable estimate. That's it. If you go to an orphanage, you don't necessarily have to count every single child in the orphanage, but you can give an estimate. If you say, some orphanages, the people there are like 15, so you can just, but there are some figures you will write, we will know that it's a reasonable figure. There are things, trust me, there are things we see in your reports that we know that they are just bogus figures. People just write anything that comes to their imagination, but even in an average, a reasonable average, you can still do a reasonable average. That's it.
Thank you.
St. Vincent de Paul. My name is Clara Omumer, Papa Conference. Thank you so much for this training. My worry is about this report writing. I feel it's so technical because this society is a simple society. But when it comes to report writing, it's so technical because some people are not well informed in report writing. I know we live in a report-oriented society, yes, but I feel we should make that report very simple. Income, expenses, this, that. Because some people in this society, they may not be so educated to write such a technical report. So please, I'm pleading that we should make it simpler, even though our past leaders make it like that. But we can, we can adjust and make it simpler for the new people to adopt it. Thank you. Send people.
So you're absolutely correct, and that's we are working very hard to make it simple. And even though that's why I said that we are harmonizing it to make it simple because the more complex, the more difficult. It should be simple. But then again, there are standards that came from the National Council. There's specific information which we are taking pains to explain the ones that is clear that people don't really understand.
Vincent de Paul. Sister, what we need to understand is that the report you're writing in your local conference gets to the International Council. We did not just invent all these words and all of that. It came from the International Council, and we are following the standard. That is why we keep training and retraining our members to understand all these words and phrases. So you have to bear with us. It is not just, we are not on a jamboree. Whatever we do here, even if it's our training, gets to the International Council. That is why we are inaugurated conferences. That is why we are aggregated, we are instituted. We have to join our members all over the world. So any word that you see that is difficult, that's why we have our board members. You get to them, they will explain to you what it is. So let us not just put it to mind that it is a simple something and we are making it so difficult and all that. Please, bear with us. That is why every time we talk about report writing, why do we talk about report writing? So that people will get what it means and flow like every other person. So listen to the ball.
And just to add to that, we will, like I said, we'll release a document for just the definitions in simple language, simple elementary English language, for people to understand what those things are. Right? Many of us we get it right, especially in financial income and expenditure. We know overhead. If you don't have transport fare and use transport to come here, it's also under overhead. If you buy barrel, if you do printing, those things are specific there. Those ones are easier, kind of, because people get those ones. In fact, in the income and expenditure, the mistake that most people make is that they don't get their sums correct. And in the last training we had last year, I spoke about it. I'm shocked at times when people, because there's a way we collect this thing, and anybody that about 60% of people get their sums wrong. And I'm like, it's not really fair, and it's not really, I don't think it's a very nice thing, because if it's our personal money, we will not make mistakes even one decimal, right? When people just make mistakes, they just write as in, everybody's phone has a calculator, right? But people don't really take their time. So I urge and plead that please, let's take our time to add our sums correctly, as if it's your personal money that you're investing. So, I saw, you have a question, okay?
You've given us the definition, but how do we relate this to the sharing for the masters? Because at least in most conferences and centers, most of that time, I think we reach out to the masters twice a year, and the number varies. So how do we relate this to your definition?
Vincent, my name is Munoye Richard, St. Peter's Jewel. Brother, still on the issue of adoptee. You see, before now, I do know that when you say adoptee, it becomes state of St. Vincent de Paul. It's special masters which the society adopts. Maybe because of their situation, the society keep on assisting them until their situation gets better. Unlike other set of masters, they come, we assist them, they go. So these two, and now you said is the same. Please, we need clarification on these two cases. Thank you.
Okay, so let me start with yours. Like I said, I knew. You see, this annual report actually deserves an entire day training. It was actually a struggle to put it. I had a conversation with someone, and I said, this annual report is boring, but it's probably the most important because like I said, I was preparing reports for a conference for 7 years. I knew the pains I was going through, but when I came to this other side and started receiving reports, it was a passage for us to know that people don't really get these definitions. You understand? In St. Vincent de Paul, if I had to take the pace to research,
it's different from
I said, what is adoptee? I realized that, trust me, 80% of people don't know what adoptee is. And many people, I don't believe it, because the word simply means, like you said, adoptee, people that you are taking care of, nurturing. And when they fortunately or unfortunately, in context of St. Vincent de Paul, adoptee means all your masters. Simple. Adoptee equal to master. In fact, delete that word adoptee in your head and replace it with masters. For the food bank, in the annual report, there's a place called for food bank where you can write the number of people that estimated. Obviously, most of those food sharing, you can't really count. We count, but at times you can say about 800 persons. That's a reasonable figure. In your total number of adoptees, madam, those people that came for your food sharing, that you gave to those, even if it was once, even if it was just Mr. Food sharing they came, it adds up to total number of adoptees. So that's why when we see that figure, total number of adoptees, what people write, it's obvious that probably 90% of us are struggling with understanding what exactly that thing is, total number of adoptee. Total number of adoptee means every single master you dealt with in the course of the year, whether it was bonds, whether it was food sharing, whether it was clothes, whether it was whatever. Total number of adoptee, that's what it means. So it's an aberration if you write, if your total number of adoptee figure is smaller than a figure you wrote for something else. You understand?
My name is Sylvester from Holy Cross Conference, Barimpa. I heard the secretary mention of doing a review on the aspect of the report. If we are doing the review, I would suggest that there's an area that we omitted entirely from the review, and it doesn't all go well with me. There is no place for money being contributed by the members of St. Vincent de Paul on that report.
Okay, so I have a very good question, right? So, you see, there's something nice in SSBB called SBC, right? As a matter of fact, when this society started, that was how this society was funded. CB Bank collection. One of the members just had put his hat and just take the hat round, and they put any money inside. Anything they get, they go round. So I also talked about this in my conference one day. We were talking about it. We were like, at times people as Vincentians, we look at SBC like it's just something like offering where you put 15 naira and 10 naira, and we won't pay more attention when they say, okay, they want to do something like welfare for somebody. People pay more attention to those things. SBC, look at SBC as your opportunity to contribute to the poor. SBC is not a place for 50, it depends on your financial strength, but SBC is very, very important. So this is a very good question, right? SBC, we don't look at SBC as something common, because you know why? Because as Vincentians, we get carried away by, we hit the box, help the very box, but at times we forget that, okay, you are giving your time and talent, but you can also give your treasure if you have. And because we hit the box, we usually forget to put money inside, because we are like, okay, we are managing the money, we probably don't. In case you forget to put money in the box, SBC is your opportunity. Your opportunity. And of course, nobody's going to start calling the names of people. The people that put money in the box, nobody knows their name. So nobody's going to know what you put, you understand? The only, in fact, there's no documented contribution that is linked to anybody directly. Even your benefactors, okay, your benefactors can, okay, one of our benefactors sent us 100,000. All of you know that, right? But then, you don't start going to broadcast what your benefactors gave you.
There's a total there's more income that pays the benefactor, please. I asked this question because my parish priest has asked me that all the time we come to the church, we ask for him to help us, that he wants to see what we, the members, have been contributing to the growth of the society. So, hold on. If there is no column, because he had presented a report before he was going through the report, there is no column for what we have been doing. He's trying to charge us up that as much as the church gives us money, we as Vincentians should also contribute to the welfare of our master. And there is a column to show him. So some priests have been discouraged that the church is only doing and the members are not doing too.
Fantastic question. So that's why I said this is the best question of today. So what you need to do is increase your SBC money. When they ask you the question next time, say, Father, during our meetings we put money in SBC. Right? And this is a challenge to all Vincentians. Increase your SBC money. It's your opportunity. It's your opportunity to donate to the poor. SBC. Just tell you that members put money in SBC. Secret bag collection is also an income, is the same thing with mobile box.
I think I have a different understanding from what Brother Sylvester said. You know, in some conferences, you see members that contribute a whole lot of money, up to $1 million, 500. Sorry, I think there is need for us to look at our form once again and make provision for members' contribution. Because some of these contributions are not just the small SBC funds. So going forward, I think we should look at that and see how we can adjust.
So the answer is still the same?
Sorry. If you look at St. Vincent de Paul, there is a call for fundraising.
It's time for members.
Yes. Fundraising.
Let's continue. We only have 5 minutes for the
fundraising. There, you put members fundraising. When you are giving your parish priest your report, you should be specific. You should add a note if you think it's not clear to him. Members through SBC contributed XYZ amount of money. During fundraising, members also contributed XYZ amount of money, so that it will be clear. You don't just say SBC. And also, this is a call for us to increase our SBC. You will see some members, they will come to meeting, they will not put 1 naira. When the society started with our founders, they had no church collection, they had no benefactors. It was from their pocket money. So we expected to come to meetings and do SBC and do it generously. St. Vincent de Paul.
Okay, question.
St. Vincent de Paul. So, during the course of your presentation, you talk about knowing the average number of adoptees in a year. And I want to ask this question.
The name of the...
my name is Martin Etim. I'm from St. Damian Conference. I want to ask this question now. In a situation where you don't have a statistic of adoptee in your conference, for example, you don't have the book that you put down all the names of your adoptee that you attended to in a year. How will you now be able to know the average number of your adoptee in a given year?
That means your conference or center does not have a secretary, because in every meeting you document the number of masters you attended to, and the people that came to give reports say, I went to hospital, I transported this person. You understand me? And so those things are in your minute book. And if you do it, and also this other thing too, a point I was going to portray also, we need to make the best use of technology. One thing that helped me when I was secretary in Asokoro was that the last 4 years of my tenureship, we're typing our minutes, right? Fortunately, I had a laptop, but people can even use phones. See young people there, you can do amazing things with your phones, right? So all at the end of the year, you have all your minutes of all the meetings. So when they ask you total number of adoptees, it's a bit painstaking actually, right? Easy. But when they say first of all, adoptees in institutions, what I was doing then is that I will go to hospital and count week by week. This week 7 members and 7 people. This week 4 people. Prison. You just have a good estimate, right? But I used to actually count because everything was in our weekly minutes, right? So if you have a secretary and is keeping those records, all he has to do is count.
Please, you have 2 minutes more to go.
All you have to do is count. That's it.
The final question, please. Let's make the question brief so that we can start the next session.
St. Vincent de Paul.
Read for us.
Sister Lillian Aneli, the president of St. Damian Conference and so forth. As regards to the question he raised, and that goes to show that trainings like this is very necessary for every member to attend, because if you keep leaving it to secretary, president, and another ESCO member, some members will not learn. So it's good that he has raised it. He's not a member of the ESCO, so he might not understand how this data is being collected. But actually, we collect this data every week, and that is why most times when we submit our annual report, we are about the first set that submit, because we have our data. Then I also want to contribute as regards to secret bag collection. I encourage my members to do at least 1 day fasting, 6 to 12. that money you would have used to eat your breakfast, save it and bring it on Sunday. That can help you to put money in secret bag collection, because at times people don't pay attention to it. So
Thank you.
if you make it a habit of fasting once a week, 6 to 12, you would have saved yourself that money. You put it in secret bag collection, and you have also done a spiritual exercise for St. Vincent de Paul, and you have done a health exercise for yourself, St. Vincent de Paul.
Pray for us. And so in conclusion, I'm concluding now. In conclusion, while members can still contribute and it can be put under contribution, but also note that other parishioners can also, their contribution also goes to that contribution column. So if you really want a place, a fund, where you can beat your chest and say that every single money here was from Vincentians, regardless of if someone put 1,000 or someone put 500,000 as a member, it's immaterial, it's from the heart, right? If there's any fund in that report that you can beat your chest and say every single money here came from Vincentians, it's from secret bag collection. So if you want to up your money, if you have 100K to donate, put it in the secret bag or transfer it, put it in the secret bag.
Thank you very much, brother.
So final word is adoptee is masters. St. Vincent de Paul.
Okay, thank you very much, brother. That was a very good one. I want our refresh with some things you mentioned. The issue of adoptee. I think going forward, for one to be clearer in the form, is it possible for us to just indicate the first, maybe in the bracket, the adoptee means masters? Yes. So that once they see, they know that we are buying masters.
Yeah, so we'll share a document, we'll share a document on the platform. Please, conference coordinators and presidents and coordinators, share it to your platforms. Let everybody read it and understand the definitions. It's in the manual.
When are you going to share these documents? Just let them.
As soon as possible.
Thank you very much.
It's in your manual, or we'll share a document.
Please, Dr. Louis, let me use this opportunity to please call all conference presidents to come to the front. Our council presidents have earlier asked us to. We provided chairs for conference presidents to be in front. I saw this conference president of Asokoro there at the back, and I've seen brother. So please use this opportunity to quietly come to the two front rows. Okay, the next session is. Did we give Brother Louis a round of applause? Please, let's appreciate him. Thank you, thank you. The next section is the Vincentian vocation, a call to meeting Christ in our masters, whom we serve. And to facilitate this session is Reverend Father Raymond Tessiano. Father, you are welcome. Informed by Sister Flores, the conference president, who is hosting us today, that she has shared the link to the live session on our group chats. So for you to follow live, you can join that. But I think you should share on your group chat too, for members that are not here to join us live. I think it's on Facebook. Is it on Twitter as well? Only Facebook. Thank you.
St. Vincent de Paul. Good morning. How are you? I welcome all of you who have come from far and near to be part of this day. If you can hear me at the back, let me see your hand. All right. the technical crew is setting up the slides for presentation. But in a very special way, I welcome all of you to today's workshop and training for members of the Central Council. I'm your priest and brother, Reverend Father Raymond Tetsiano. It is always difficult to pronounce my surname. People call it like no. So I welcome sisters. And for the purpose of our presentation today, we shall exchange for a slogan. Do you want to see Jesus? The answer will be, seek the Master. Do you want to see Jesus? So that is going to fly until my presentation is over.